L Talks, episode 6. Lights, camera, action! Hello everybody and welcome to another week of Dell Talks. I'm the one and only Derek, here with your live video podcasts for the week. And it's another Wednesday, we're on our 7th week now and it's really exciting. So just a quick summarise, just a quick catch up to go what's happened in the last 7 parts. We've done our pre-camp stuff, we've done London visits, we've done our paperwork applications and payments here and there, and then we've gone on to filling out the more detailed stuff and getting medical checks, police checks, visas sorted, and then finally getting uploaded, getting our camp interview, getting checked out by camps, looking for whatever they're looking for. I get accepted as barn manager for 2015, and then we roll forward a bit. There's a bit of a waiting period, but we're still doing stuff around that. And then once we're ready to go, we're traveling to the airport. We're jumping on our plane, touchdown in America. We do the pre-training for camp. I get trained a bit up in my area, and then we move on to the 2 4-week sessions of camp. Of course, lots of fun stuff happens, lots of amazing stuff. We're getting fully immersed in the camp experience, the camp lifestyle, and then we experience all our many first things of, because it was my first time in America, so it was our first American burger, first 4th of July, and many other experiences which were incredible. And then we move on to saying goodbye and emotional farewells and all the very sad stuff. And then, of course, we have our last week or 2, we close down camp, we say goodbye to the horses, and then we plan our travels and hit the road. And now it's time for our first city of the US road trip adventure, which is starting in Minneapolis St. Paul. And we have 9 states over the course of 2 weeks. So each episode will cover what I did, and then we'll talk about what's hot, what's not, kind of, and give you an idea and give you like something maybe to add to your trip list, should I say, if you ever are going to the States. But I do recommend every single place that I'm about to talk to, starting with Minneapolis St. Paul. So sit back, relax and enjoy this unknown part of series video podcast of Dell Talk. Man, my chair's so squeaky, it's like squeak, squeak, squeak. I promise it's a chair, I swear. And I'm just gonna have a sip of my tea. Don't mind me. Welcome and welcome back to another Wednesday's episode. Thank you, you wonderful human beings, for coming back every week to watch my wonderful, wonderful content. So what can I say? Well, this episode is obviously the road trip adventures, the start of my road trip adventures around the US. And we are now starting our adventures in Minneapolis St. Paul. For those who don't know where it is, my magic finger will reveal. Borders Canada. It's surrounded by Wisconsin, South Dakota, North Dakota, and also has multiple points of interest. We have in Minneapolis St. Paul, we have St. Cloud, we also have Duluth, Lake Superior all the way up north, and many other very big points of interest. But our main focus is Minneapolis St. Paul. So yes. So moving on. So just before I left camp, obviously, like I said in my last episode, for those who didn't watch, I literally planned my adventures within a matter of hours via through Megabus and couch surfing, and with my magic tin, there it is. I hold the plans of my road trips. Of course, I did show this in my last episode of how I wrote everything out, and it had the dates, times, plans, and everything where I needed to be, and it was very well planned, down to a T, apart from the finances, but of course it was okay because we managed in the end. So I got to Minneapolis Airport on the 16th, where I met my couch surfing host. I'm not going to go too in depth, but he met me at the airport, and I said I was only here for 24 hours, of course, because I was going to Chicago the following day. So basically, we got to the airport in the evening-ish. It was a 3-hour drive from the camp to the airport. Of course, everyone else with me kind of, obviously, you know, everyone parted ways, basically. You know, I said goodbye to everyone who was there. And also, just to track back a little bit, of course, I finished first out of all my friends. Everyone was finishing a week later, but I was like, oh, I've got so much time. I didn't want to sit around, you know, as much as I did want to sit around, I kind of felt like I was going to miss out on things, so I just cracked on, and I planned to meet the guys on the road when I was going around the States. Just drinking my tea. And so, obviously, my friend, my now best friend in Minneapolis, aka Mr. Shonnet, the wonderful, wonderful couch surfing host who not only helped me fall in love with Minneapolis St. Paul, but also made me want to come back. Like, honestly, I was thinking to myself earlier, I was like, man, if I would have just done this, if I would have just been me, if I didn't do what I did, I would have never fallen in love with this city. And it was incredible. So now you're thinking 24 hours. In a way, a full 24 hours, you can do so much in. And that's exactly what we did. So when I spoke to him, we jumped in the car, he drove me around basically straight away, like literally. He's a very wonderful human being. He is such an amazing guy. Of course, you know, I trusted him, and I know you're thinking, man, this guy's crazy, like, you're trusting a stranger. And I was like, well, I did read his profile, I read a lot of things, and I felt, obviously, as one of those people who I am, I felt like I could trust this person. And of course, you know, if they broke that trust, I would have not, you know, obviously said something bad. I would have said something bad, and obviously, you know, called authorities if I had to, you know. So, but I was like, yeah, man, I told him who I was, I told him where I was from, we swapped stories, and it went from there, really. And so he was like, oh man, like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know what to do. Let's just go. Let's just, and he was like, let's grab some food. Like, I remember going, the first place we went to that evening, should I say, was White Castle. We picked up some sliders from there. For those who don't know what sliders are, they're tiny little burgers. They're very adorable little things. And we drove around the suburbs area, and then we kind of... It's hard to remember because I'm trying not to get mixed up, because I came back the following year because I wanted to do what I couldn't do the first time, because obviously I didn't realise how stupid I was for only spending 24 hours. And so, yeah, we went to some food places. We actually went to the university sector, where I spend most of my time really when I'm there, which is Dinkytown. So these names are just like so amazing, like incredible. Like there's Minnehaha Falls, there's many other incredible places, and for those who don't know about Minneapolis as well, of course you have Prince comes from there, so it's a very iconic place, especially for all the people. You got Mall of America, of course you got the Vikings, you got the Twins, you've got the hockey team, which Minnesota Wild that is, and of course a basketball team too, the Timberwolves, I believe. Forgive me if I'm wrong. So there's lots of big things there, and of course you got the incredible US Bank Stadium. That's literally like built like a Viking ship or some form of ship in the middle of the city, and it's a massive structure and it's incredible. And the architecture, as well as the mixture of city and nature, is incredible in this city. And of course I've spoken about it a lot in previous videos, but yeah, it was crazy like what we did, what time I had, and how quickly like I fell in love with this place. And so we hit up many fast food places. I was introduced to Mesa, and this is where I fell in love with it, because Mesa is a pizza place in the uni sector. You get slices of pizza with crazy toppings. I had fajita pizza slice, and I also had another pizza slice which I can't remember, but I know I've been back and I've had macaroni and cheese on pizza. I had steak and fries on a pizza slice. It was crazy. Like, there's so many amazing flavors, of course, not just like, you know, for all you meat lovers and all that, but like there's vegetarian options and many more. And there's only 2 Mesa joints, and I really hope they're still open, like, because that is one of my favourite places to go in the uni sector. There was in Dinky Town, what else we got? We got my favourite bar was the Kitty Cat Club. Oh my goodness, it's an incredible bar in the sector. It's kind of got like this unique atmosphere, and it's like kind of awesome, and I really enjoy that. Sometimes you get bands playing like music there, and they also do other things too. I think they might do karaoke too, but I've been back there numerous times and always loved it. I've got hiccups, and as I'm trying to speak, I'm probably speaking too fast. I do apologise. I'm just really excited. And so yeah, so we went to a bunch of bars too, you know, had some incredible food. He also, when I stayed round, he also cooked for me. I had breakfast too, and he was very generous as a person, and I really enjoyed, you know, hanging out with this host. And it was incredible because he's the coolest bro ever. And yeah, and what else did we do? I know we didn't do too much in the kind of, apart from, you know, going around food places and all that kind of stuff. And then the next day we did more there. We had Dairy Queen, I remember that. He introduced me to the Hidden Beach, which is located on Cedar Lake. It's one of my top spots to visit. It's just this tiny little unique beach. It's got like all it's got on it is like a lifeguard tower, and in front of it like an abandoned rowboat. But you can see out onto the lake, and you can see like all the other beaches that are about, and it's incredible. Like I never thought, like, you know, I don't think, like, when I think of the beach, I think of like the seaside, like some form of land that's right next to the sea. But I don't think of lake beaches, and it was incredible. And the reason why, obviously, it cut the Hidden Beach, because it didn't used to be so public. It's more public than what it was now, but it is still a beautiful scenery. You could go swim in the lake. The waters are very, like, it's chilly, but, you know, it's very safe to swim there. They've got a swim zone, and obviously, of course, there's lots of activities you could do on the lake, paddle boarding, canoeing and all that, and there's so many water activities you can do, which is incredible. And of course, going back to the uni town, there's lots of great places, food joints there. There's a Mexican restaurant. There's again Mesa. There's many amazing bars. Funny enough, there was one called The Library. It's not there. I think they renamed the bar, or someone took over. But it's funny because me and all my friends here, every time we used to go to the pub, well, we still do go to the pub every week for a catch-up. Unfortunately, not so much now. But we used to call it The Library, and I just kind of had to take a picture of it and send it back to the guys at that point, because it was like, hey guys, look, I'm going to the library today. And it was kind of an inside joke between us guys, but it was very amusing. there was other places that, like, when Shredder was driving me around, you know, I kind of got an insight of like, what's this and what's that, and he passionately spoke about these places that we was going by. And I remember he showed me this alleyway cafe, which is literally like enough to walk in and sit, and it's a claustrophobic place basically, but it is the best place in Minneapolis to get breakfast. And I remember chatting to random people in the streets, like, and you know, because people were curious, like when they heard me speak, or like wanted to have a chat, and it was kind of awesome, like speaking to the locals, and you know, sharing stories, I guess. And it was again a unique experience, and you know, it's not something you could get. This is what I was doing, was like obviously immersing myself, so it's not something you get by, you know, sitting in your hotel room, just like munching pizza. And I mean, I don't mind doing that, but I wanted to get fully immersed. I wanted to know stuff, and of course, if I had done a hotel room and sitting in there, you know, I I wouldn't have got the experiences that I got, and I would have probably not gone back. That's the true story of it, basically. But yeah, money wasn't too bad. I didn't spend too much. It worked out very well for me. Of course, with the generosity of my host, he did a lot for me, and I really appreciate everything that he'd done for me over time. And yeah, it was, so obviously spending the day out in the lake, going swimming. We had some more food after that, and I was just loving the food stuff. Like, I wasn't eating the same thing every moment. Like, I was eating different things, but obviously from different places. So if I had this burger, I would eat a different kind of burger in another place, kind of thing. And also I had my travel companion Pikachu with me. Unfortunately, I lost him halfway through the trip, which is very sad because he's gone. But I got a new one, but it's not the same. It's not the same. And so yeah, what was it? There's obviously, we went round. We took a walk around some places, got some pictures. Didn't do much in the city. I had a look and understanding. I saw some sites, of course. What did I see? What's it called? Stonehenge.
I was actually trying to say Stone
Oh my
Arch
goodness,
Bridge
how could I forget that
in
bridge?
downtown Minneapolis.
But it's the bridge that goes across the Mississippi River, I believe, just out of the city. I know we did St. Paul. Did we have a dive in St. Paul? Oh, it's really difficult to think back because obviously I'm mixing what I've done. But honestly, St. Paul has a lot too. There's a classic diner, Mikey's Diner, which is worth checking out. They do incredible pancakes and amazing breakfast. It is hard to get into, so you have to it's just kind of one of those things. It's a hit and miss with like busy times, so you've got to get there at the right time. St. Paul has got a very nice square. There's lots of other places. There's lots of breweries around too. You've got the Mississippi River also next to it too. In Minneapolis, when I went back, I did the Mall of America, which is something to check out too. Even if you're not too big on shopping malls and that, it's worth checking out. There's roller coasters and stuff too, so you could go there. Of course, you've got the Twin Stadium. You also got the MetLife Stadium. You've also got the US Bank Stadium, bang in the middle of the city. That's not hard to miss. And of course, getting around, you've got Uber, you've got the Metro, which runs around the city, so it's easy to get around. Of course, it's very simple and very cheap for the tickets. And you can also go to the mall and also to Minnehaha Falls, or the park where Minnehaha Falls is located. That is a beauty to check out, a nice little waterfall there. And the beauty of Minneapolis is that I've not done everything. So there's wonderful like national parks, there's museums, there's so much to do, it's unreal. Because obviously I've only like probably done like this is an iceberg, I've probably done like that much of it. And it's crazy. Yeah, there's some amazing bars which I've kind of gone back to a lot. Kitty Cat Club was one of them. We've got there's a arcade bar, there's a classic bowling alley bar, there's so many wonderful bars. You've got so much to do activity wise. There's a Ninja Warrior gym. There's loads of rooftop bars, rooftop restaurants, so you could get some amazing food with some amazing I was going to say lunches, but I meant amazing food with amazing views. There's so much, and again, like I said, plenty of stuff to do around the lakes. There's bakeries, there's freshly baked cookies places. Some of the food places are through the roof incredible, and I hand on heart mean that there's blacks, coffee, waffles, pancakes, all that kind of stuff. So there's lots of classic dishes out there, as well as many other things. And of course you've got the State Fair, which I recommend big time. August, that runs from August, so August 26th. I think it's towards the end of August, because I was upset. That's what I wanted to do, but I forgot about it and I missed out because, like I said, I only spent 24 hours. Crazy, right? And then we have State Fair. So we've done State Fair. State Fair has lots of stalls, food stalls, activity stalls, and also big bands, live music. And then we move into festivals. So there's food festivals, there's classic cars, and much more. Again, I haven't done any of the museums, I will admit, but I would happily go and check them out. And honestly, there is a thing that you can check out called Only in Minnesota or Only in Minneapolis. It's basically a recommendation website that basically gives you recommends places to visit and what to check out. And of course, it's not just focused on the Minneapolis St. Paul itself, but also beyond the whole state, of course. And so, of course, I came from the north of Minnesota. I didn't do much up there apart from small activities as such, and of course camp. But it is incredible all round. Of course, there's lots of fields and open space, and you've got to realise that the state itself is crazy big. So of course, doing everything you want to do takes time to do it. Of course, in the city it's easier because it's easy to get around the city, but when you go out, of course, there's so many places you could possibly drive to, and whatever you want to do really. And the good thing is there's plenty of hiking places like any other state. I was more obviously based in the city, and I didn't have time to go anywhere. I wanted to do stuff within the city, and I got that out of the way the first time. Oh, the theme park, Valley Fair, that's incredible. Not too incredible, but it is a fun day out, Valley Fair. That's the theme park that they have out there. Of course, there's lots of big stores. It's cool going in and out of stores. Thrift shopping, I recommend you do some of that. Go to a Goodwill's if you've never been to a Goodwill's. Thrift shopping is incredible. I've got this shirt. I've got so many flannels and jeans. I got Levi's for $20. I mean, that's $70 saving, come on, man. Or should I say £50 savings right there. It's crazy. And that's the only time I get my Levi's and all that. So yeah, thrift shopping, that's awesome stuff. You could pick up a top for $2, probably even less, depends what it is. And sometimes it's you can get stuff on offer. It's great. And it goes to a good cause as well. And of course, you know, if you are getting rid of clothes or donating, please donate to Goodwills or any other, should I say, Salvation Armory. What? Salvation Army. I keep saying Armory. Why am I saying Armory? I mean, duh. Face palm. And so yeah, because that's what I did when I had so much to carry. I was like, can you donate these for me? Because I got my friend to donate my clothes that I couldn't carry with me to a store or a charity store. And yeah, of course I've gone back. I played like volleyball because they got sound volleyball courts about, and I played volleyball. I've done other activities as well. What else have I done? I've done slacklining with my friend. Slacklining is that fancy little thing where you tie this bungee thing between two trees and you do some fancy balancing skills. I've done that with my friend by the lake. That's cool. And yeah, I've had many great adventures out there, and I've done so much, you know. I mean, yeah, a lot of it was like mainly food and drinks and all that, but I also got to enjoy the beautiful scenery that Minneapolis has to offer, and the state itself has to offer with the lake beaches and of course all the other like Greenland areas, and it's incredible. It's great, and I really recommend it. I'm just trying to think what else I could say. Of course, I've already spoken a lot about this place, so I don't want to kind of drag on too much about it, but that was just kind of an overall there, and it was kind of sad to say goodbye to my host, but you know, like I said, I became close friends with him. I've seen him every time I've gone back to Minneapolis, and it's been a pleasure, and hopefully next time I'm in Minneapolis I will be there to say hi again. And of course when I've gone back the following years too, I have also caught up with some of my camp friends, because not all of them are from Minnesota, unfortunately, which is kind of sad, but I do my best. But it has been a pleasure, and now we are hitting the journey to Chicago. Do you know what? I will touch lightly on this journey. So of course, you know, I said I had my pleasantness, and I was like kind of heartbroken that I had to move on already, and 24 hours went longer than I thought it would go, and it was incredible, and I was like, wow. It's like I was kind of, I can't believe it's over already, and I had to say goodbye, and I had thank yous and all that stuff, and yeah, I got to the right place. My friend dropped me off at my bus stop, and I was waiting for my megabus trip to Chicago. And now the journey was, did I say how long it was? The journey, I think it must have been a 7-8 hour journey, which I took at, when did I take it? At 9 p.m. So it was a late journey, and I was going to get my shut-eye on the bus to Chicago. Because, but I was so hyped up. So the bus journey to Chicago was going to take me, so Minneapolis is there, we're going to go through Wisconsin, down, and Chicago's like there. And that's about, yeah, like I said, a 7-hour journey. Of course, the bus has Wi-Fi, it has charging ports, so we're all set, you know, we charge up our electronics for the road, and of course we get ready. Obviously showed my ticket, got on the bus, after saying goodbye and all that, sad times, and someone sat in my seat, and I was scared to tell them to move. I was like, please move. So I didn't, there was spare seats, so I sat back, because I booked the top front of them, because that was where there was more room, plus I wanted to see like out the windows on the way. And people sat in my seat, and I was like, ugh. And then I think someone else there was this girl who came up, and I think they were sitting in her seat too. and finally the bus driver asked them to move, and then we sat in our seats. And I was like, please, thank you for doing that. I said that in my head. I just looked at him. I was just like, thanks, bus driver. I was scared to do it myself. I didn't want to be a dick or anything. I didn't want to, so I thought someone with authority do it, because if they say no to me, then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to bother arguing about it. It's just a seat, And so, yeah, I was going to sleep, but then I started talking to the person next to me, because I kind of felt awkward not talking to the person next to me. But then I was like, will she want me to talk to her? I don't know. And literally, I spent 5-6 hours of that journey, which I was supposed to be sleeping. I was talking to her, like sharing, like telling her why I was here, what I was doing, where I was going, shared that, and also she was going to college in Wisconsin at the time. I think I still have her on Instagram. I did add her on Instagram. I think I still do. Hi, by the way. I know I haven't spoken to you since, but hi. And it's crazy. Like, that was 5 years ago now. Yeah, and it was. It was kind of cool, I remember this because Deadpool came out. This was when Deadpool came out, the first Deadpool. How crazy is that? Or Deadpool was coming out, and obviously me being an avid Marvel fan, talking about that, and just trying to find common ground, and it was a real pleasure. And I mean, once you got off of Wisconsin, I was like, I've got 2 hours to sleep till Chicago. I was like, I don't even remember if I slept, to be fair. I was just like, damn. But I knew I was going to hit Chicago at 25 past 6 in the morning. And that was crazy. Of course, I had my host lined up. I was going to meet her at work, and then I was going to do a bag drop, and then explore until she finished. So this is not my host. She was great. She was great again. A great host. She was an absolute diamond. Of course, how should I say, she wasn't like my other hosts, who would drive me around and all that, which you will notice how, like, not all hosts are like the same in a way. Like, they'll like help you out, or they'll like be kind to you and all that, and just being like a wonderful host, because all my hosts were wonderful people. And so, because of course, if they ain't got the time to do stuff with you, then they probably won't, or maybe they just want you to think you're just going to get on with your own things, so they don't expect you to. It's a bit of both, really. But I mean, obviously, if I was to go someplace and stay with a host, I'd be happy for them to join me, unless I said, yeah, I just want to be on my own today, that kind of thing. And of course, it's just being respectful. But yeah, so I said good. So yeah, obviously, I'm going to leave it there, because Chicago's the next episode, and there's plenty to say about Chicago. The pizza, visiting movie sets, and so much more. Seeing Trump Tower, which isn't really exciting, but I didn't realise who Trump was at the time, and then unfortunately we all got to know him, which kind of sucks. No offence. But there's so much that we did. We did Pier and more this and that, and of course I don't want to say that. We met up with some people from camp, because they were in town too, and we had some little ventures too. But that will be all in our next episode. So thank you. It's been a pleasure. And if there's anything you want to know, want to ask, feel free to comment below or send me a message. Whatever. But that's all for now. And it's been a pleasure. So take care, everyone. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week.